What's up, guys, and welcome to another video. Today I want to do a little bit of talk about how I lost over 70 pounds originally. Now, this is not the current journey I'm on, but I have done this before. I am down about 50 pounds again, so I've lost 50 pounds twice. But I want to talk about the original time that I lost weight. Back in 2009, I was a pretty big dude, which I will show you here in a second, bigger than I am now. My weight then was about 265 pounds. And I'd gotten really upset with things for obvious reasons. I was super big. I was having issues just with everything, man, that being big kind of entails, and lack of confidence and stuff like that. And so I honestly one day just decided that enough was enough. So I woke up one day and I went to the track and I started running. And I knew, for whatever, I didn't know a lot about anything, but I knew that if I could run, that was a little bit of exercise and that could help me a lot. So starting out at 265 pounds, I began running, and of course I would do a mile in 20 minutes, which, I mean, you could walk faster if you wanted to, but that's not the point. I kept doing it every single day, and I watched my calories. At first, I didn't really kind of watch what I ate as much as just how much I ate, and then I did get into a little bit more watching what I ate in the later on, but again, I'll touch on that here in just a little bit. So I started running, and I think it took me about 2 weeks before I fully got, about 2 weeks before I got to where I could run a full mile. I started, my buddy Gabe, and I think my buddy Jordan may have actually, I know Gabe did for sure, but they were basically like, hey, walk the straight stretches and run the corners, or walk the corners and run the straight stretches to kind of build yourself up, and that's what I did. And so I did that for a couple of days, and then after that, I would run half of the track, and then I would walk the second half to kind of build myself up running longer distances. And then finally, just one day, I just went for it. I got to where I could run about half a mile, and then the day after I did that, I just went for a full mile, and I nailed it. And again, it would take me a little bit of time, but overall, I got it. And that honestly helped me so much in just knowing that I could do something. And so I ran every single day. It didn't matter if it was raining, it didn't matter if it was snowing, it didn't matter what it was, which I don't think there was ever really any snow. I lost it over the course of the summer, like about 6 months or so, but I ran every single day. I worked at GameStop at the time, so if I got off at 9, I would run either in the morning or as soon as I got off, and if I got off at 5, I'd just go immediately to the track, and I ran at least a mile every day, and there was a little bit of a stretch towards the end of that where I would run 2, 3, 4, and even upwards of 5 miles just to get in some exercise. I loved running, man. Running made me feel so good. It made me, it gave me that runner's high. Like, I loved the feeling of running and what it did for me. And actually, when I went to the gym not too long ago and I ran a mile and a half, it made me remember how much I love that. But so I ran, and that was my core just overall thing that I did for exercise. I did try to do a little bit of other stuff. I tried some P90X a little bit, and I actually did a pretty solid amount of it, at least a month of it. And I know I did the first full month of Insanity. But I didn't really, there wasn't any weight loss really with those. I'm sure a lot of it was gaining muscle, but I just didn't really care. I don't know, man. I go back and forth on those programs, and I just don't like being restricted by like DVDs and stuff like that. But anyway, so overall, after I lost the first little bit of weight, I'll show you right here, I had lost a pretty substantial amount of size. Now, this right here is about 265 to, I would say, somewhere around about 209. That's kind of where I plateaued, 209, and that is kind of where that picture is at. And then I had to really fine-tune. I did start going to the gym a little bit then, but what I mainly did was cardio, man. I just stuck to the treadmills, and I'm sure I burned through a bunch of muscle at the time, but overall, I did not. So after a little while, I got down to 190, which is this picture here. You can see the left picture is the before picture of the kind of the first before picture, about 209, and the next one is at 290. There's not a huge difference here, but the one thing that you'll notice if you look down towards the bottom of my stomach, it kind of is pulling in. It's not as protruding, so to speak. So, but that was me. I got down to 190. My goal weight was 185, and I was 5 pounds from that, and then I ballooned back up to 280, 85, or 280, 282, 285. But anyway, so as far as diet goes with that, the first little bit, it was just calorie counting. And I'm a firm believer in calorie counting. And I could make a whole nother video on that. But I'm a firm believer, if you ate 6 packs of M&Ms a day, you're not going to be healthy. But you absolutely can lose weight. But that's a whole different subject. So I did that. And then afterwards, I started wanted to get a little bit better with my eating. This was actually in that 209 to 190 phase, and I ate chicken and vegetables every day, and that's not a joke. You could ask anybody that knows me, my buddy Billy, Justin, anybody who came up regularly. No, they probably got tired of it. I had chicken. My buddy Billy actually gave me a great cooking tip. I bake chicken, and when I do, I actually fill the tray with water so the chicken stays like juicy and it doesn't dry out. Pretty cool, like especially if you're buying like bagged frozen chicken. So I would cook 2 or 3 of those chicken breasts a day, and then I would go buy a frozen bag of vegetables. Usually, my favorite ones were the ones with potatoes and like green peppers and potatoes, green peppers. There's some, I don't remember what else was in that, man, but it was 3. It was like a mixed vegetable thing, and I ate a bag of that and the chicken every day, and that's literally all I ate, and that really kind of catapulted the weight loss. So yeah, man, I got into this mentality where I knew it had to be done. Now, as far as gaining the weight back, man, I got into a relationship, and it's not her fault that I gained weight, but you get kind of complacent and you get okay, and then you literally wake up one day and you're gigantic again because you fall back into the old habits. But that is something for another video. So, but yeah, and as you know, I started at 285 and I'm down. I'm actually 237. Actually, I have it on my phone. My weight as of right now is 235.4. But so I have lost 50 pounds twice. But this journey has been a lot harder because I've not been as serious as I was those 6 months. But yeah, that is the how I lost. What is that? It's 265 to 190, 75 pounds. Back in 2009, 2010, sometime around that range. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, let me know. I will gladly talk about anything from that time or this time. But that is how I lost the weight, man. Literally, I ran every day, and for the most part of it, it was calorie counting and exercise, and that is it. So, but yeah, that is the video for today. I just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.